Welcome back, everyone. Coco here with Devil's Avocado, and we're continuing Cupid.
Hoi hoi.
Stop!
You throw people away. Didn't you throw me away when I inconvenienced you? Admit it. You were secretly relieved I died.
Fuck yes. No! Stop it! She screamed back at that last voice. Her mouth quivered. Guijem stared at Rosa in shock. You
You're
finally
not
stood
usually
up to
this
her.
you're not usually this loud when you're talking to your crazy mom voice.
The outburst had accidentally come out loud.
Oh, okay.
Aww, on our fantasies
Yeah.
dashed away. It pulled a plug that kept the tears from pouring out. Now her vision clouded and she blinked them away again and again. She was not sobbing. She did not even realize her face was wet. Guijem and Rosa stared at each other, both kindred in their sorrow. He knelt down by Rosa's bed and wiped her tears with his hand. He did not say anything while doing this, and Rosa stared blankly ahead. It almost stunned her how many tears a person's eye could carry.
Good catch.
Oh, could catch.
Yes, it's not eyes, it's I. Though although in fairness, you might be able to cry out of a missing eye.
Socket?
Yeah, I mean the tear ducts aren't part of the eye. I think. I don't know.
I'll look that up.
I loved her too, Rosa.
He said it after a while.
I know what you're feeling.
She didn't know if it was her own or if Mother's anger was somehow influencing her, but her chest heaved. She balled up her fist so tightly that her fingernails hurt. Shut up!
Oh, she's gonna deck a
She
bitch.
spat, and the man recoiled at the uncharacteristic bitterness of her words. Catherine was afraid of you in her last days. You did something to her. I know it. She could feel Mother inside her head, building up her anger.
Good, good.
Oh my gosh, is court lady number 3 secretly our mother?
Good, good. Uh, Court lady number 3 is the true villain of.
Of Cupid.
No, get my body keeps trying. It wants to say this line in Court Lady Three's voice. Has to be punished. He has to be punished.
You are to blame.
He has to atone.
I know you are guilty.
He must be punished.
Guijem stared at her, dumbfounded for a few seconds. But the man didn't try to appease her. He only stepped closer to Rosa and wrapped his arms around the hysterical girl. Let go of me! I hate you! Let me go! But Guijem didn't.
And they definitely had to use hysterical, huh? Given the historical
Yep.
and gender connotations of the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you need something to hate, then I'll accept your hate. But you must accept my comfort too. I need you too, right now, Rosa. You are the only one who loved her as much as I did.
Guijem's words brought back Catherine in Rosa's mind. Almost at once, the anger was replaced with a sadness so heavy she couldn't breathe. Why was she so angry again? She was focusing on anger instead of pain. It was easier. The real tears came, all for the loss of the girl they both loved. Tomorrow was not going to come. There was only right now, the loss, and two friends mourning a loved one. Rosa cried until she thought she wouldn't be able to stop, and Guillem quietly held her. Slowly, her weeping began to subside into sobs, and only then did he speak again.
Stay at the Chateau, Rosa. I told you, I gotta make your French sound better. I've gotta be as bad as possible.
Thank you.
The Chateau needs you. I know you are thinking of leaving now that Catherine is gone. But I can't let you wander the streets again. I will take care of you. It's what Catherine would have wanted.
Like a spell being broken, these words brought back her anger. How could you possibly know what Catherine wants? She pushed his arms away from her. She's dead. Guillem's mouth pursed and he stepped away. I want you to go. Please leave me. Guillem sighed and closed his eyes.
Also, you done fucked up, Guillem. Guillem. You done fucked up, kid.
Guilem.
Guillem. I understand.
He turned on his heels and left without another word. Hours seemed like minutes to her. She would fall asleep and awaken in unfit intervals so often that she had lost the exact time. Awake, she would stare at a part of the wall with no coherent thoughts forming in her mind. One would think morning should be spent in a depressive frenzy. All the reasons to grieve are yours, after all. She could wail now if she wanted. She could pull on her hair, curse the skies. She could reminisce the past, admire the frailty of human lives. Unfortunately, it was something less poetic. Pain was simple. It was clean. It was a well-sharpened knife that sliced through the heart in one stroke. No blood, no mess. Empty. When tears were spent, there was just a hole where your heart had been. The hurt called out to you. It lingered. But since there was nothing there anymore, you couldn't find where the pain ended and you began. Rosa slept all day. The sun had gone down twice before she shifted from her bed. She stood up slowly, deliberately, with a purpose.
My child, you know I hurt when you're hurt.
Already a surge of power flowed within her, fueled by her grief. The power filled her up, and there was so much emptiness inside that the energy seemed to saturate her whole body. Purpose was always a balm for grief. Mother, tell me what to do. Justice, retribution.
Let us go with retribution. Start with his guilt, child. Uncover his lies. Crush his mask. He must pay for everything he has done.
Rosa didn't speak, but she started to form. Achievement unlocked, a grudge. She started to form the words in her mind, feeling them in her bones, giving life to every thought. She took a small knife and carved a symbol on her floor. It didn't need much, a guilt spell. It didn't aim to punish, it only aimed to inform. She needed to know how much guilt the man carried, and the source of such guilt. If guilt was concrete and came from a direct action, then she would know Guillem did something to Catherine. It had been a while since she had used magic. It used to be the only way she could protect herself from the world. Mother had taught her, and now Mother guided her as she cast her spell. She needed a possession of the man. Rosa opted for his voice, still fresh from memory. She focused on the last conversation they shared.
If you need something to hate, I love you.
It's kind of funny, your voice got a bit robot-y there.
I'm doing the cupping my mouth with my hands. I need you.
His words made Rosa feel distress and confusion. Always
Spooky skin.
was this skeleton's way with him. The feeling wasn't foreign. It had been there for years.
I will always be here for you.
For me?
Yes, you.
Rosa felt a violent force upturn her stomach. It was that horrid lurch just before vomiting.
Ugh. Just I don't know why this is just not what I was expecting so much that it made me laugh.
Yeah.
You failed. You fuck nut.
The spell collapsed in her brain.
Focus, baka baka. Or you'll lose your chance.
Rosa tried again. This time she focused on Guillem's eyes. Cold, like flints of steel, dark and fathomless. No grief except, perhaps, for the situation. No Catherine. No pain of loss. This didn't matter to her. Their relationship was dying anyway. Where was his guilt? Rosa dug deeper. She increased the chanting on her lips. No torment. No uncertainty. No guilt. Did the spell fail again? She searched once more and found nothing. There was no guilt in Guillem's eyes. She could stop the spell now, knowing that he was innocent. If the spell had worked, then Guillem was blameless. But this absence was most distressing. Rosa desperately pushed her mind further, almost wishing there were traces hiding beyond her reach. Guilt should be present in any loss, no matter how little, especially if it's a suicide. Don't we blame ourselves for our own loss? Don't we hate ourselves and punish ourselves even if it wasn't our fault?
Maybe he's a sociopath.
Maybe. It didn't have to be real, but we need guilt to feel pain. But Guillem didn't have a sliver of guilt. The vicious pain took a hold of her again, squeezing her stomach with murderous intent. The pain was so great, Rosa wasn't sure if the spell had failed or succeeded.
Something is wrong.
Before Rosa could agree with Mother, she felt a sharp pain in her throat. Rosa clutched her neck, scraping, scratching. A sharp, jagged lump was blocking her breathing. She could feel its edges crawl up her windpipe, tearing the soft walls as it moved about. The pain did not stop.
I imagine not.
Rosa fell to her knees and gagged. Huge drops of blood-spotted spit ran down her chin. She thrashed about like a woman being strangled. Mother remained calm, unaffected by Rosa's What was that about my pain is your pain? Rosa was about to expel whatever it was. Tears ran down her face, the horrible acidic taste coated her tongue. Finally, she opened her mouth and forced the vile thing out. She kept her eyes shut, afraid to look at whatever had come out of her. But the choking feeling gripped her and she puked again. The liquid dripping down her mouth thickened and congealed. It wasn't spit anymore, but blood. It gathered around her knees in a growing pool. Rosa panted. Every breath was laced with pain. But the gruesome effect had finally stopped. She wiped the sweat on her forehead. Something on the floor reflected light. She struggled to comprehend what was in front of her. She reached out with her hand, and the prick of something sharp made her recoil. She tried again this time, seeing more clearly. Rosa picked them up with shaking hands. Needles. Ugh.
Ugh.
Thinking a counterspell. In her palms were a handful of long metal needles. She had regurgitated them along with blood and jagged pieces of flesh.
Ugh.
Rosa examined them with a horrified kind of curiosity. She stuck one in her thumb and it drew more blood. They were real. They had materialized in her throat while casting the spell on Guijem. Rosa wiped her mouth. There was something wrong with him. Something potent and dark. Or could it be that she had merely botched the spell horribly? She had pushed her limits this time. She had gone too far. But still, a tugging concern was forming. It was as real as the metal needles in her hand. Rosa tried to stand up on her feet, but she was exhausted. Her knees failed her and she crumbled on the floor like a rag.
Wait, what was it? Yeah. See, I'm a bit. I didn't think that the magics was going to be in this game. Did you get far enough in this?
I got to the
magics?
end. Like I got to the end of this chapter, so yeah, I've seen this part, and I was pretty taken back when that happened.
I guess it seems like Mom was right.
I guess so. Mom.
She might not actually care, but she knows what she's talking about.
I kind of feel like she didn't actually know, but the fact that she happened to be right, she's just going to go ahead and take advantage of that fact.
Definitely. So I knew it. I knew it! I knew it! That man. We must find out how to destroy him.
Rosa stared at the needles in her hand. Who are you really, Guijem?
Oh. That was end of chapter?
Yep. Rosa entered the room with a, this video is gonna get copyright claim on it too. Rosa entered the room with a tray of pastries and a pot of tea.
Wait, what part?
Well, since the other videos like had some classical music in them, they got claims on them.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder if...
I think it was
go into the options and remove the background music. Like, I mean,
it doesn't affect my channel. I just can't monetize them. But since I'm not monetizing my videos anyway, it's not a huge deal. Just kind of maybe
I didn't realize you weren't monetizing your videos.
Yeah, I'm not monetizing them. I don't think I am far enough to start doing that just yet. But her duties were finished and she was allowed a bit of free time. She thought of accompanying Catherine for today's piano lesson. Kath, do you want some tea? The girl didn't look her way. She continued to chum out the bitter, melancholic sound from her piano. It's a very nice song. Rosa sighed, her shoulders slumped in defeat. She placed the food on the table. She sat on the stool beside the piano, twiddling her thumbs while her friend continued to stew in her foul mood. Is that a new composition? It sounds nice. Nowadays, you always make a new piece every day. It's a shame they're all so sad. Catherine didn't reply to that, but when she spoke again, her words were bitter.
I saw them again. Those degenerate louts. No shame at all.
Kath?
All right, consenting damn adults and all that. At least have the decency to close the door. Sometimes, I dare say, they want to get caught. When I walked in on them this morning, eating each other's faces, they had this look on them. Like they were daring me to say something. Hui? Do they want my... Wait, what is that supposed to be?
Quoi?
So, hui?
I think.
Quoi?
I think so. I believe.
Koi! Koi!
Koi fish.
Because bad French makes your French look better. Koi! Do they want my applause? A very nice technique, sire. I very much like the way that you swap your spit with my sister. Great tongue action. Très mozzarella.
Wait, you're supposed to make my French look bad, okay?
No. I need to make your French look good, because this is your channel.
look good. That's what I meant. I can speak English, too.
And he even has the gall to speak to me? Dear, put them on the table, Catherine, he even said. Like I'm a soft-headed giggle mug of a maid. He wanted me to get annoyed. I just know it. And it worked. Oh, yeah. Well, fast cheer. I am. I actually kind of like the idea that, like, somehow her French is going bad because she's so angry. Like, she doesn't know how to speak French correctly.
I buy this headcanon. And we'll leave things off for there and see if Catherine doesn't, take a chill pill. See you guys next time.
Farewell.
Base secret. Base behind grapefruit walls. Passwords. I kill. I tell.
I kill.
Delayman say.
Belch.
Oh, Belchman say. Say password. Then stand still for 3 minutes.
Scary guy boing. Grapefruit Falls. Scary sick barfy. Go and la la la. Ding, scary.
My favorite spot.
If this was Pokemon, you'd just jump down that ledge.
I'm gonna do my grandma's voice.
Oh yes.
Hi, you come buying? You can sell too. I'm Mr. Saturn Boing. Can do all for you, honey. What do you want, Zoom? What you buying, Zoom? A martini?
I think it's your martini.